Alright, I promised you a video talking about bleeds in the trauma setting. So first of all, the stars of today's show, 5 liters of simulated blood. I had to make that stuff so it's not perfect. Please forgive me. But it does match for viscosity and opacity. It just doesn't hit the color that I want just right. So it's in between venous and arterial bleeding. Arterial bleeding is going to be closer to a bright red, kind of like what you see there. And it'll be spurting because there's no valves inside of arteries. And then the hallmark of your venous bleeding is going to be something that's slower and oozing. And you might be thinking to yourself, isn't 5 bottles a little overkill? That's roughly the equivalent of what the adult human has on average. And as we remove blood, we're going to talk about the physiological impacts it has on the human body. All right, that's half a liter gone. That is roughly the equivalent of you going and donating blood. If you've ever donated blood before, you know that you're a little bit woozy, kind of lightheaded. All right, now we're a liter down. Our casualty might be passed out. They definitely have cool, clammy skin, but this is absolutely a medical emergency. And I wanted to show you guys what that looks like. So this is a liter of blood just being poured out on a piece of carpet. I cut it to 20 inches by 20 inches, but it's really important to be able to estimate the size of like a blood loss based on the pooling. So here you go. All right, and now we're 2 liters down. It's roughly 40% of your total blood volume. This is definitely life-threatening, potentially life-ending. At this point, the bleed has to already be stopped. Your patient is definitely going to be passed out. They're going to have an elevated heart rate. And how this relates to the tourniquet video I did the other day, well, the arterial bleeds, because there are no valves in it, are going to be very fast. Arteries are coming right off the heart. So that blood loss that'll happens very, very quickly. So that's why I said in that video, 60 seconds to get that tourniquet on. A venous bleed is slower, and it may take longer to lose that liter plus, but it is no less deadly once you lose that liter plus of blood. I hope you learned something. And if you got any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment. Y'all be safe, be well. We'll see you soon.